Okay, and to make an image, you need software. There's multiple different softwares you can use. You can use DD. I'm just going to use FDK Imager. It works easy. Okay. You all see this? Yes. Do I need to pull the screen down? No. Really affects people in the middle.
Turn off the lights.
Yes. I'll pull it down to the other one. All right. So now, inside of FDK Imager, which you'll be playing with more throughout this course, we're going to go up here and say File, Add Evidence Item. Okay. Actually, no, this time we're going to do create disk image. We'll create disk image first. Okay. Inside here, we get some options. We have, first of all, it's a physical disk. That could be like a hard drive, a flash drive, or anything. But it's the entire drive. So if my hard drive was partitioned into multiple drives, maybe like C and D, but the physical disk, I'll get both C and D. Okay. Make sense? So logical drive means maybe if I have multiple partitions on a drive, if I only want the C, I can do logical and only get the C. Okay, image files, maybe I want to make an image of an image or an image of a VMware image because you can image a virtual machine as well. Contents of a folder, maybe I want to image just the contents of a folder. It's kind of handy, like when you want to break passwords, you can actually image the sys file or the config file, I'm sorry. It's called config on Windows where the registry is stored. Yes. No, that's the program. I mean, whatever it is, you can do that one. Okay. Now, you can also do CD or DVD. But in this case, we're going to do a physical drive because that's my flash drive right there. I'm going to say next. And it's like, okay, which one do you want to do? You want to do a 60 or a 500 gig or a 4 gig? I'm assuming it's the 4 gig. Now, here's the important part. I'm going to say finish. Now it knows what I'm going to image. At the bottom, I get an option here to verify it. In other words, do it, and then do it again to make sure it's correct. I got one here that says pre-calculate the progress statistics. Maybe if I'm doing a 10 terabyte drive, maybe I want to do some calculations to see how long it'll take. Is it going to take 5 minutes or 5 days? Okay. Create directory listings if you wanted to give you a listing of all the files it did. But we still don't have an image destination. When you click add, we get an option. So where are we going to write this image to? We got a couple different options. The first option is raw. That's what you guys are messing with. It's not compressed. It's literally just an image of the device. There's no encryption built into it. There's nothing special. Okay. Smart is it's an advanced data type. It's not used very much, but it can handle compression. It can handle a couple other things. Right. EL1 is Encase. It's just what Encase uses. But FDK can also read it. It's compressed. So maybe if I got a 10 terabyte drive, I can make it down to a 2 terabyte drive. Whereas raw at 10 terabyte would be 10 terabyte. Okay? And then AFF, I have no idea. Access data, freaking file, I don't know what it stands for. But we're just going to go with raw. Normally, you're going to use raw or EL1. Okay? Raw, got to give us some information. I think you can't leave it blank, but we're just going to be 11111. Next, now where I want to put it, I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to call it Ethan. I don't have to give an extension because it automatically can do that. Now, I can tell it how big do I want it. Do I want to fragment these files? Do I want to make them, you know, really the reason you would fragment is you want to make them into 640 meg chunks that we can put in my CDs or something. But, you know, if you don't want to worry about that, just set it to 0, okay? And it'll just do whatever, no fragmenting. Compression, do you want to fragment it? This one does not give me the option because this raw doesn't support fragmenting. And then I can use encryption as well. Oh, I can use it. Okay, then you do finish. Now, it hasn't done it yet. I've just basically got it ready. I can add multiple destinations. Maybe I want to write one to the local drive and one to the network backup all at the same time while I'm doing it. You know, because normally you want to do that. You want multiple copies. So why do one and then do it again, do it all at the same time. So you can add a DD and an EL1 all at the same time, okay? But we're just going to add one. I'm going to say start. And what it's doing now is it's reading this device and creating an image of it. Right? Really doesn't take all that long. If we had done the pre-calculated statistics, it would have told us approximately how long it would take. Now, for your projects, I've been using really small drives, like 16 megabytes in size, because it makes it quicker and easier for you guys to analyze. If I gave you a multiple gigabyte file, it would have been terrible.
It was too big the way it was.
Actually, originally I did that. I'm like, whoa, this is huge. No. And I realized the files I need, I only need a few megs anyway. So how many of you got the executable correctly? How about the MP3 correctly?
I know I have
them
three
in there.
You have 3, they just don't work. Someone last night said, man, that's not fair. My image doesn't have those files on it. Well, I never said you couldn't just get them from a different image. I mean, if you had cheap, you could have got them from Pirate. I didn't care. It was extra credit.
Does it count with images? Like
No.
part of your images from
No.
part of your images from Pirate?
All right, I'm going to stop this, but that's, see how to do anything when it's done? It's literally done. That's all. Actually, it won't take long. Let's let it finish. In the meantime, let's start talking about the next project. Okay. Automated file recovery. Maybe. Okay, here we go. The purpose of this project is to understand how to use automated tools now. Okay. Like I mentioned last time, it's important you know how to do it so that if you ever go to court, you can't just click go. Well, I searched for this signature, I recovered until this trailer, and then, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay. So you can call to a crime scene where suspect has deleted some files, and they've even formatted it. We need them file back, but this time we have some automated tools. Okay. Tools we're going to use is Formost. Okay, I want you to use an Uncali or equivalent. Okay, I have not provided you with virtual machines yet. I don't know if I will. The reason is, last summer I taught a class, and I said, you know, maybe we should have the students create their own virtual machine for once. And so many people have no idea how to do it. I'm like, whoa, in this field, it's very important you know how to create a virtual machine. So I want you to create your own. Okay, if you can't, I will help you. Okay. All right. We're also going to be using FDK 1.6. There is FDK 6 out, but for this one, don't use 6. Use the old one. Encase 7 or higher, and WinHex Pro. Okay. Do it yourself. Okay. Use the same image you used from Lab 3 or Lab 2. Recover all the same files you did from Lab 2. That way you can be madder at me. Like, I spent days, it took 20 seconds. Okay. For Formost, use it off your own personal Kali machine. If you need help figuring out, Kali is free, by the way. I can give you a link on where to get Kali from, but you will need to run it out of a VMware machine. Okay, I give you a link to VMware as well. This stuff is free. This stuff normally costs hundreds of dollars. Okay, you have a question?
Yeah, can we run more than one?
Sure.
Okay.
I got like 5 virtual machines running in my office.
Okay.
And if you got a Mac, they work amazing, by the way. In Mac, you would use VMware Fusion. In Windows, you have VMware Workstation. Don't get Player. Player, you can't create. Player, you can only play. Okay? Yes, sir.
We already have a virtual machine up, John.
So you're fine. If you already have a virtual machine, you're good to go. You don't need a new one. And I am also okay with you running Kali off your own machine. I'm also fine with you running Formost off for Windows even. Just run Formost. Okay? Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it off Windows here in a minute. For A1.6, it's under software needed. Encase is there as well. So this will be much quicker, but still requires some time to get the correct signatures in Formost. In Encase, very critical, you must acquire image of, add evidence as an acquired image of a drive. Wait, is that right? You must add evidence as an acquired image drive, not an individual file in Encase. Some versions might also say raw file, which we'll look at here in a minute. But see, Encase keeps changing. They all keep changing. So one time it's worded one thing, next time it's worded something totally different. It's like, what are you doing? You are to process the evidence for each of the tools listed above and submit a report in a single file. That's very critical. Okay. For each of the 4 tools. So 4 tools, 4 reports. Okay. FDK A1.6, you probably have to zip that one up into a single file. Because the newer version of Encase, you don't have to, but the old ones you have to. And I'm going to walk you through doing this.
So we're basically doing the same 35 pictures
4
times.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want the pictures. I want the reports. Okay. So now that this other thing is done, Ethan, here's what it looks like. It shows me the MD5 hash. Shows me the SHA-1 hash. We're good to go. And what it did for me is It put it right here. Here's Ethan, and then here's the text file that goes with it. And if you open it up, it tells you the same stuff. And if I was to compute this a day from now, a week from now, it should give me the same results. And I could always go back into FDK Imager. This time I can add an evidence item, and I'm going to add an image. I'm going to add the one we just made. It's on the desktop, and it was called Ethan. Finish, and there it is. There's our file. We can open it up, and we can see a bunch of files. I know it's hard to see some of them, but the X's mean those files have been deleted. They can recover them. They haven't been formatted, but it's been deleted. So there's lab 6 and lab 5 and so on and so forth. Okay. Easy enough how to do that? Yeah, it's pretty simple to create images, and it's kind of handy. Okay. Now we need to install some tools. First tool we're going to use is FDK. No, I'm sorry, Formost. Okay. If you go up under the class, I'll show you this, and no one complained. You didn't tell me where it was. I know someone would. Got to spell my name right. All right, you go into forensics. Both the online and the in-class should be mirror images themselves. If they're not, let me know. Under software needed, we have Formost. Everybody see it? Okay. It might already be on my machine. Let's find out. Ha 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 ha. How long did it take you to for that?
You need the duck points from him.
Okay, I'm going to download this. I'm going to show where it's at, and I'm actually going to put this in my cut. We'll put it on my C drive so it's easy to find. Edit, paste, as long as I have permissions. I'm going to unzip it. It's in a zip file. I'm going to right-click, extract to Formost. Now I should have a folder called Formost. Okay, Formost is a program written by the Air Force OSI. It actually works quite well. It's been used for years. Now, to get this to work, I also need an image. I'm going to work with this image right here. This is an image I meant to give you all, but I didn't. So why work off the images that you guys have? Let's work off a different one. Okay, so some of you are going to do this, but don't do this. Okay, I have had every single semester, it never fails. Someone says, you know, I've been trying to run Formost the entire week, and it won't do it. Do not double click it. Because it's going to do that. Forever. I have students that, you know, I've been running Formost the entire week, and I still won't do anything. I thought you said this was fast. Okay? Don't double click it. You might have an issue on your school laptop with this. Let me show you what to do. I need to get into that directory in the command prompt. So in Windows, you just go up here and type CMD, and I'm in. Okay? I can type Formost. I need to get the file name so I can see it. Formost lab 2, and I can probably hit tab and do it. It's going to give me an error. Okay? The reason it gave me an error was, see this folder down here called output? Can't be there. Every time it runs, it creates that folder. And once it's already there, it can't recreate it, so it's already there. The whole point is this makes a forensically sound stuff, and it's like, once you write to it, you can never change it because we don't want it to be corrupt or anything. So now if I want to run it again, it's done, okay? So it did, 14 meg was done that quick, okay? Now let's see what it did. I'm gonna go into that folder. I'm gonna go in, we have an audit file. Now it looks like crap. Sorry, excuse my language there. But if you open it with like TextPad or WordPad or something else, it'll look better. It'll show you what it received, what it extracted. So this extracted 14 PNGs. Okay, pretty quick, huh? If I go in here, there's my PNGs, and if I open them up, that's corrupt. That's handy. That one's corrupt too. That one's handy as well. How about this guy? This thing's working great.
No, this is done with the OSI. I know.
You like that? Yeah, and I want to show you something. Hold on.
It was
Hold on.
perfect. I swear.
No. Hold on, I gotta show you something. Where's it at? Did I delete it? No, I didn't delete I told, hold on. You may need to add custom signatures to get Formost to work correctly. So it's not working correctly. I kind of expected it. So we're going to have to edit it a little bit. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, there's a file in here called formost.conf for config. We're going to open that up. I'm going to open up with, you can open with WordPad, whatever. Where is? That should do it. Why isn't it open? Okay, open.
Because you still have
Select program. Oh, you use the internet.
Oh, darn it. Hold on. Get out of here, internet. Open. Select the program. Now we want text pad. There we go. Okay. Now, this is the configuration for for Formost. Everything with a pound sign in front of it, or for you younger kids, hashtag,
It's been noted out.
is commented out. Okay. So if we go on down, we have a lot of GIFs, but they're all commented out. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, you know what? I want to get that kind of GIF and that kind of GIF and that JPEG and that JPEG, that JPEG. All right. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to run it again. I get an error again. How do I fix it?
You gotta delete that one.
I got to delete the output folder. Very good. You guys were listening. All right. And now I run it again and doesn't exist. Okay. Now we got some GIFs. Check it out. It opens. So what's my theme? Sync. Sync. See, whenever I create images, it's something that was going on in my life at that time. Oh, that's another story. But no, I was this, obviously Mountain Dew was because of Roy, so sheep was because of Cameron. That's saying. No, I bought a sink, and you know how the little air rays in them? Well, mine would get clogged with calcium. Okay, someone's here. I put in a water softener to fix that problem, but after removing it so many times, it had plastic threads and it kind of stripped out. So I called the company and said, "Can you just send me a new one? You know, charge me for it." And they're like, "Well, it's $28." I'm like, "That's fine." She goes, "It's got a lifetime warranty." I'm like, "I don't care. Just charge me $28 because I don't have the receipt." She goes, "No, sir, I will not." She goes, "I will not sell this to you. I will sell it to you tomorrow. I want you to go tonight and you try to find that receipt." I found the receipt, saved $28. So I'm glad. She goes, "I'll sell it to you tomorrow because I want you to make an effort to find that receipt because I really don't want to charge you because your sink has a lifetime warranty."
The water is all over my house. $28.
Okay, so everybody okay on how we did that? Let's see, maybe we want to get a BMP. How about a TIFF? We could get an MPEG. We could get Word documents. Oh, look at that. Now, the cool thing is, do you guys look here? I know it's hard to see, but see the D0, CF, 11, E0, A1. That sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? Yeah.
Why did they
I
have
hate
this
those
omitted
combinations.
by default?
Oh, I turn them off by default. So I want, the reason is, okay, yeah, that's a good question. I'll show you why in a second. But like Adobe right here, the headers of PDF and EOF. We get on here, and I'm going to go down to, let's just save those. Okay, I'm going to delete this since you won't fall for that anymore.
I feel like Formost more than some of the other online ones I found.
The Formost is pretty good.
Research.
Okay, TIFF. There you go. We got some syncs. PNG, we already saw those. I still don't know if those are good. You might have to edit the header on those. RPM. I mean, a lot of RPMs. Okay. The point is, there's no RPMs on here. Do not go into Formost and unselect every option because an RPM file looks like something else. It's like, remember I talked about how Word documents are really containers? They'll also show up as zip files. So don't tell me there's zip files on there. There's no zip files on there. In the past, I had students give me this report of only the files they want to see. Actually, that's what I want from you guys this time. Your report should only show the files you have on your drive. So if you're turning your report with RPM files and zip files, you're wrong. They're not there, right? RPM, that signature just happens to be in a couple of the files, but there's no RPM files there. Okay. Kind of understand what I mean by that?
RPM is just random text.
I don't know what they are, to tell you the truth. Now, our audit file is growing.
Is this the one that you want us to submit?
Yes, I want this file right here.
Okay.
And at the bottom, it'll tell you I got 5 GIFs, 219 JPEG, blah, 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 blah. And it should not say RPM. It shouldn't say zip. It should only be the files present on your disk. So you're going to have to edit that config file. Y'all see how to do that? PNGs aren't working. That's weird. So you're going to have to go in here. You're going to have to, if I can get to the file.
So we're only
We're doing our own
selecting
drive.
those 6 things.
But let's find PNG. Where's PNG? PNG, there's something wrong with this header. Go on Gary's page, find out what's wrong with his header. You know how to do that? Figure out what it is and fix it. Yeah, question mark means anything. And if you read up at the top, it'll tell you all about how all this stuff works. Read that paragraph. It's actually very informative. So, Formost, very easy tool to use. Okay? Even if you can't run it like on your work computer, come up here and borrow a lab for half an hour. Literally, we did it in a matter of seconds. Okay? Everybody okay on Formost? So the audit file, that's what I want.
So you wanting us to copy that into like a Word file? And
No, you actually just submit that file.
just submit that file.
That audit.txt, submit it. Not the config. Under output, I want that one right there. If you want to rename it to Sandy Formost audit.txt, that's fine.
So, because you said you wanted one file, so you want.
No, one from each tool.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay.
I did say one from each tool, didn't I?
Yeah, you said one file.
Yeah,
From each tool.
yeah.
So I said 4 tools, 4 files. I did.
It's the very
Well,
last line.
We're taking the same
might be
first,
interpreted, so if you can- so we're
Okay.
trying to get
The
the
same file that we.
Let's go back to English. This is not reading.
You are the process.
4 tools equal 4 files or 4 single page reports. Now the page might be very long. With the exception of FDK, that one you probably have to submit as a zip file. Okay? Everybody okay with that? I'm not going to change the record. This. You're going to have to listen to the recording to remember that. Okay, everybody okay on Formost? Simple, wasn't it? I normally have you do Scalpel as well, but we're not this time. So now we're going to go over here and close this out. We're going to do FDK. All right, FDK is up in there. It's under the content files. I just downloaded it before class. You have to install it. Mine might actually be installed. Let's find out. Oh, mine's already installed. Stop. Cancel. It's really quick and easy to install, okay? Mine just happens to be installed already. No, it's not. So we're going to install it again. Darn it. So they always image these machines every semester. I'm like, oh, they left it. No, they didn't. All right. Ethan asked a question before class about certifications in this field. You can actually get a certification using FDK. And it's actually a very easy one to get. Probably the easiest. And we have all the tools. You can use them all and play with them. And okay. We don't want to see the properties. We want to see the, oh, there it is. Continue to run it in demo mode. Okay. FDK and Encase both require a security device, a dongle to work. We own licenses for 30 of them, and I have 50 students, 30, 50. So some of you aren't going to be able to get one. The good thing is this will do 500 files at a time without a license, so we can run it in demo mode. So no issues, okay? But I'm going to show you how to put in the license anyway. And it's 500 every time. So in other words, I can do 500 now, reboot it, 500 more, reboot it, close out the application, bring it back. So it's not like 500 that adds up over life. To add the license, you're going to put in cm.cyber.rose.edu. It's on the recording. cm.cyber.rose.edu. You can say OK. Okay. It's going to ask you about a KFF library here. Let me explain what a KFF is. KFF is a known file filter. Okay. For instance, maybe I do a lot of examinations of Windows machines. I can actually download a KFF file, in other words, a known file filter for every release of Windows of the actual install files. So basically, what they did is they went out and they took an install of Windows, hashed out all the files that came with Windows, and put them in a list. That way you can ignore those. If the hash matches, we know the file has not been manipulated, correct? Right. So if we have a list of all those, we can just say ignore those out of our inspection. So you don't have to look at anything that's on this list. Another good thing is one of the largest crimes right now is child pornography. Okay, what you could do is you could make a known file filter of known child pornography. Like you find something, you hash the picture, you share that hash with other police departments. Now they can find that because you can ignore or only view KFF files. So now we can find known child pornography without even viewing the child pornography. The hashes match. Obviously, it's the right picture. We don't have to view it anymore. So kind of a nice feature. Okay, we're going to use it without it because we don't need it. Okay, we'll start a new case. I'm going to give it my name, which is 1. Okay. Now, when you do here, just select everything initially. The only thing we really need is data carving. When you get to this point here, data carving is what you guys did. You went to the image and you carved out the files. You found the beginning, you found the end, you copied it, you carved it out. That's called data carving. So, and if you forget this, you can do this later. But you can click data carving and you can go in here and say, I want all these files. I can say automatically add them to my case and it'll do it for you right then. But I'm going to forget to do it like half of you are going to. I'm saying you can do it right there, but you're going to forget it. So it's okay. So we're going to forget it. And then we're going to leave all that alone. You can read it over. Now we want to add our evidence. And in this case, we're going to do an image of a drive. And we're going to do the image inside of forensics. Where'd it go? Forensics. No, we're going to do this guy, 6. Now, it asks for a time zone. It's kind of important because the way Windows handles time, and it's not important for you guys now, but in the real world, if you're analyzing a case, time could be important. This guy saved this file at 7 o'clock. Well, technically, it was 9 o'clock Eastern time, or, so it's kind of important. So you want to set the time zone to where the evidence came from. And next, we're going to say finish. Now, what it's doing is it's now, wow, okay. Normally, that takes a while, just that this file is so small. What it did is it went to the image, indexed everything, brought it into the case. Okay, this is what's called a preprocessor. It went through the entire image and imaged everything. Every piece of text was imaged, every word was extracted into a word list and everything. So I can now search for words and name the documents and find them instantly. Encase does that differently. So now in here, I'm going to graphics, and there's nothing. In here, in my case, there's this little checkbox right here, list all descendants. We want to do that to show all the descendants of our case. We still have nothing. Does anyone know why we have nothing? We didn't do the data carving, because remember, there's nothing on this drive. I deleted it all and formatted it. So I'm going to go Tools, Data Carving. There it is. Add the case. I don't have any AOL. OLE, those are Word documents. All object linking embedding, those are Office documents. We don't need any HTML. We don't need any EMF. But OLE is Office documents. It even tells you there. Now at the bottom, you can ignore ones that are certain size, because like in Windows, you got a bunch of thumbnails and icons. And you know what? I don't want to get that small stuff, so you can tell it ignore that stuff. So you can, a lot of cool features. Windows, it's a Windows graphic file. Bitmap, that's what it stands for. I couldn't think of the name. So we're doing these real quick. It doesn't take long. It's adding them a little bit slower than the Foremost. Now I can go to the graphics tab and I can click up here and see all my syncs. Okay. Not all of them are going to view, obviously. We knew there's some errors in the other ones. Okay. This is a very old version of this tool. It's on version 6 now, but this one actually works very well. Now, say I wanted to put these in my report. Actually, there's a couple different ways to do the report. Actually, before we do that, let's look at a couple other things. Under the Overview tab, I could go to Documents. It will show me my documents. There is a, whatever that one is, it's a Word document, and a Word document, and a Word document, Word document. There's a PDF file. Yeah, some of them won't work. Yeah, because, I mean, you probably would get more than this program will. It's an older program. You can't edit the signatures, but I'm not overly worried in this, but as long as I know you tried to get all the right ones, I'm good with that. Okay. Now, let's say in here, I can say, no, I want, let's get the ones that work. So we want this sync. No, we don't. We want this sync. And we want this document, this one, and this one. Now, I can right-click and say, create bookmark. And I want to get all checked items. We're going to call this documents. I want to add all checked items. Right there, see it? Now, if I was to go to my bookmark tab, I now have a bookmark of all of the documents I found. It's enough, okay? Under the graphics tab, the same way. I can actually go into these graphics down here. I could check the graphics I want. And I could, again, say, add bookmark or create one. We're going to create another one, say graphics. I'll check the items. Okay. Now I have 2 bookmarks. We have documents and we also have graphics. Oh, you know, I didn't uncheck the other ones. So these are in here twice. Aren't they? Yeah. So I think I can then go in and say remove from bookmark because I didn't uncheck them last time.
Do you want them all in separate bookmarks, or is one just?
I don't care. Either way is fine with me. Either way is fine.
Why not just check them all?
You want all the images that are visible.
Right. Yes. Just the stuff you, and again, this will not get all of the stuff. I'm telling you right now, it won't. But it'll get majority of it. So I got most of it. Now I'm going to go over to File, and I'm going to say Report Wizard. Actually, let me make sure I covered everything else on the Overview tab. It was documents. Oh, there's your spreadsheets. There's your Excel documents right there. Okay, then we have databases. There are none. We could see the graphics in here as well. There's no emails. Some slack space. There's also all the files we carved, which would pretty much be everything. OLE sub-items should be part of our Office documents, which they are. But you don't need those. So really, you're going to get the documents, the spreadsheets, the graphics, and that's about it. Okay. Yeah, who knows what it is. Now I'm going to go Report Wizard, give it a name. I don't care what you put in there. Then we're going to go through here. And how would I want to do the graphics? I want to, yes, include only graphics flag. Now we want to include, I could include all the graphics. I couldn't do no graphics, whatever way you want to do. Just put, and flag them. I didn't show you flagging them. You can go in here and flag them. Okay.
So how do you want for us to put in?
As long as I see them in the report, I don't care how you put them in there.
Okay.
You literally could not include graphics that way and then add the bookmarks. So you could go in here and don't include the graphics. And then when you get over to, you don't just leave all that alone. But when we get to, where's the bookmarks? Okay. Did it do the bookmarks? Oh, it did them automatically. That's why. Yeah, so they are. It added the bookmarks automatically.
Okay,
So if you add all the bookmarks, you're good. Just next. Good. Okay. If you did select the bottom, it can make the graphics there as well. So it's kind of a cool tool. But now let me close this out. Okay, get on here. Let's go back into that tool. I'm going to go back in there again. What's this error? Okay, who cares? The cool thing about this, you can always go edit it. You can make changes all the way along the way. You know, I want 6 per row of my graphics, and I want to include all graphics. Next. Now, the part you need to look at is right here. Remember when I set up my case, I gave it a name, and my case was 1?
Yes.
Well, under 1 is where the report is. It says right there, 1/report. Okay? So I'm going to finish. And now if I go view it, it'll look the same, except my graphics will be different now. That's the only thing I changed. So you only can go through the report 27 times, just changing it. Oh, I want to change it a little bit here, a little bit there. Okay. But on the report, so let's go look at the report. We should now have a directory called 1. Should be a directory called report. Do you agree we just saw the report? Everybody saw it. Okay. It actually opens up this index file because there's our report. Y'all see them all? It's all there. Okay. Some of you, one of you at least, is going to submit that file to me. Because it works. You agree. I click on that and it works. Well, I'm going to copy that file.
Problem is, it's not gonna work because it's not how that page is.
I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put that file up in here. Okay. So I just copy that in this file up here. Now I'm going to open it. Whoops. What it is, the index file was referencing all the other directories around it because that's what everything was stored in directory. So what you do is just take that report directory, which I'll show you how. Go away. Take the report directory, go back 1, right click on report, and go send to compressed file, and call it can FTK report. Done. That's the file you submit. Okay. So many people submit an index file. I'm like, I can't view this. Everybody okay in FTK? Simple stuff there? All right. Encase. Is Encase installed? Does it? That's the question. And you know, some of you use Encase in another course and had issues with it. A lot. And it was funny because it was working fine. It's just the word was. Until about 5 o'clock today. Because William's moving our licensing server and okay, but we're going to install it. The old version will work until I tell them to put the new version on.
7?
No, we have 8.
Nice.
Okay, we have 802. But to get 803 and above to work, we have to change the way our licensing works. So I told them, leave 802 for now. Maybe over spring break, we'll do it 803. Because what it is, with 802 and prior, we can use the same Encase keys that are up on the web page. 803, we have to change it because it actually uses 2 ports instead of 1. I was like, oh, why did you do that? And you can either make it work with the new one or the old ones. It can't work with both, so we're kind of stuck. So I'm going to install Encase. I'm going to run it. I'm going to set up. Maybe. There we go. Again, that file's up there as well. We got time? Oh, plenty of time. We're going to get to the best tool ever in a minute. You're going to be like, oh, seriously? Why are we doing the rest of these? Well, the reason is you might get a job to actually use one of these. It'd be nice if you've seen it.
And that's when you bring in this and you get promoted.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right, so we're going to install this. I agree. Yeah. Installing Encase. Encase, like the guy said, the interface is not intuitive. FTK was pretty darn simple. I mean, I had evidence. It's all right there. Not so much here.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, Formost, this is night and day. Okay, think of the logical way to do it and then turn it on backwards. That's how they did it. They did it. 8 is getting better. This is the new, well, this is
So
close.
So it's a curse.
Now, Encase is actually the industry standard right now. It's used by more than any other organization anywhere.
well, then that makes me feel
But no, once you know how to use it, it's awesome. It does some amazing things. It's just that it's, you have, I think it's more of a, we want you to come to our training and figure out how to use it.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Because actually, to get Encase certified, you actually do have to go to 1 class by them. 1.
3 years.
And then you have to attend, you have to get additional training by them every 3 years, or go to their conference once every 3 years. So I just go to their conference, which is easier. But if you go to the conference, you actually get free training as well. But it's just nice. I've got a lot of training there. Conference is always in Vegas. It's always at Caesar's Palace. So it's not bad. I've been there, 3-4 times now. But
Can't say what I learned there, but I can tell you where the houses.
see, Virginia's very upset because I don't think I'm going this year. First year in like 3 years. Because every year I go down to M&M World. You all know where M&M World is. She loves M&M. So I literally go with like a suitcase with like nothing in it. Oh my God, okay? What do we need? Nothing. Empty suitcase. But basically I go with this empty suitcase and I come back and it is like brimming over, packed full with M&M stuff. And yeah, t-shirts, hats, everything. We got M&M, everything. Okay, we are done.
Don't you get hungry again? You see everything?
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to run Encase. Encase is right here. It's not going to work. Imagine that. The current system guys, whatever. Keep going. Now, in Encase, there's 2 different modes. There's acquisition mode and forensics or forensics training mode. Acquisition mode means it ain't going to work. Acquisition mode is how you can capture an image. Kind of like we did the image with FDK Imager, you could do the same thing with here. You can go up in here and you can go tools, somewhere, one of these options and create an image. Where's it at, darn it? I know you can create an image in here. It's in here somewhere. Maybe it's new case than image, but that's all you can do. You can't do any analysis. So you need to add the licenses. And I did not add them on purpose so I could show you how to do it. On their guidance software, there's something called Encase keys. Download them. Okay, now I'm going to open them up. I'm going to extract them right to here. Now I'm going to copy this folder just so I can find it easy enough. I'm just going to put it underneath the root of my C drive. So I have a folder called Encase keys. It's got 2 files in it. So inside of Encase, let's bring Encase up again. Still in acquisition mode. I'm going to go in Tools, Options. Under License Manager, I'm going to put Use License Manager. So normally you get a dongle, looks like this, that you pay $3,000 for. And every year you update it and it stays in your machine. And wherever the dongle is, it works. But we use a licensing server, so you can get upstairs. So now it says, where's that file at? Well, I put it under my C drive, Encase keys, default. Yeah, I mean, if you move, you just got to point to the new place. And the license manager is the same cm.cyber.rose.edu. Say OK, and it did nothing. Don't know why. Got to restart it. Very good. It should work now. We're hoping.
Did a student literally sit there and wait for it to like get out of acquisition mode?
Crap. Still not working.
We're not having a good night. So.
Well, I don't know. I haven't tried it since William messed with it. Yeah. So that is the right stuff. Did I spell it right? cm.cyber.rose.edu. That's the right file. Now let's pretend it's working, and I will let you know when it's fixed. And I'll make a real short recording on it. There is a recording of last year's version up there anyway, but I'll fix that for you. Okay? I was worried this wasn't going to work tonight, but I'll make you a separate little recording. So do everything but Encase. I promise you, before Tuesday at 5 o'clock, I'll have the recording up there.
And you better have it in.
No, and just do what I did, and it will work. We'll get it fixed. But it was something to do. I had a feeling it wasn't going to work. And also, see, Rose State, they limit on who can run these tools, on which. And inside the main part of the campus, they don't let anyone run them unless you're on a special group. This machine's been imaged. So Rose State might not be allowing this machine to get access to the. So what it is, they have to put certain machines out and back into the licensing server, which is installed on a different network. I bet that's what it is, because I know they re-imaged it over the holiday. So that could be the issue. But I will get that fixed. Do the other ones in the meantime. If I don't get it fixed in time, just skip Encase for a minute. Okay? Now let's play with the fun one. All right, I was at a conference a while back. There was a tool called WinHex. And I kept referencing WinHex last week. I said, no, Hex Workshop. Well, because WinHex does everything for you. It's awesome. So it's up there. It's called WinHex 19 something or other. Okay, it's right It's right there, WinHex and the license. Okay. Now, I unzipped it and I'm going to run setup. It's okay.
Oh, that is.
Now, this is made in Germany.
I've definitely seen some.
Now, inside of here, there's a file called license. Take this and put all 6 of these in the help about. Now, help register. Actually, I think it's help about, isn't it? No, it is help register. Paste them in there. Ta-da, run. Fixed. Now it says registered Kindui. Okay. Now this brings in the part about ethics. Remove it when you're done. I'm telling you. Now, I went to Zaxby's today. Thanks for telling me it was open. It was funny because it's the first restaurant I've seen. I always order water because I don't like soda. And everybody else, they were given empty glasses to go get their soda. They actually went over there and got me water and gave me a cup full of water. I'm like, I can get it myself. She goes, no. She goes, we're trying to be polite, and what we do is we will give you the water. Now, if you dump it out or drink it and go refill it with soda, we did all we could. Which is fine because I drink water anyway. A lot of people do. They give me a cup of water and then they get soda, but I don't like soda. So. All right, so WinHex. Awesome tool. You are going to love this. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to forensics. Get my sinks. All right, now WinHex. It's very similar to the other ones. You can create cases or anything, which we're not going to mess with right now. But under here, under tools, disk tools, file recovery by type, I want, let's see, I would like JPEGs, PNGs, and GIFs, BMPs, and TIFFs. And do I miss any that we had?
Need PDFs.
Yeah, these are images though. Let's get these other kind of JPEGs.
JPEGs.
I missed one? You got PNG.
It's just pictures. It's just images.
And then under documents, let's get Adobe. There's also a PDF. I don't know what the difference is. We're going to get that. We're going to get Office 2007. And anything else? Yeah. I think that's about it. Oh, actually, hold on. There's programs. Let's get us an executable. And now let's get us some MP3 files. For you, one of these will work.
Probably just 13 hours on this.
Yeah, I told you. It's awesome. Hey, so we're going to output this, and we're going to put this in here. We're going to call this I am awesome. All right. Now I'm going to say okay. Now I'm going to say okay. Now watch. Get ready for this. Done. Okay. Finished. Now if I go in, where's the folder? Where'd I put it? I did put it there, didn't I? Oh, there it is. I am awesome. There's all the syncs, all the everything, all the documents.
Are those all working ones?
Yeah, look, check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, it opened fine. Let's do. So you guys never got to hear the sync one.
We didn't even have the sync.
I know, but last night we were letting everybody hear the sounds.
Hi, my name is Simon. Today I'm going to provide you with information on buying a kitchen sink. Sink, 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 the sink, sink, these sinks, sink.
We went through the entire recording, chopped out all but the word sink.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's somebody's job.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I don't know if this one had an executable in it. Okay, let's select all these, delete them. So do y'all like how those worked? File, open. Didn't we have one of y'all's in here, like the pirate or something? Oh, there's some pirates.
Done.
Tools. Covered by type. And go. Oh, this one's taking longer. Wow. Sorry. It took what? 10 seconds.
So
Got all the pirates.
report on this one?
What now?
How do you do the report on this?
And that's the flight of the Terminator, right?
There's an audit file in here.
Yo ho, a pirate's life.
That's the executable. See, those of you who had a problem getting executable, that was pretty simple, wasn't it? Okay, so, you like it? Come on, you must have, that was the best program of them all. We literally bought this a week before class started. Well, okay, no, we got it. We bought it, but we bought it, I think, right before classes ended, but we got it right before classes started, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, it was that easy.
So
What now? There's an audit file. Oh, no, it's right here. Say open, and it's right there. That's it.
Oh, you were to find them.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Oh my God.
Say, this one might be corrupt. Might not be good. See, no, and it even shows you the header it used.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Come on, this is an awesome tool. See, the bad thing is, I was playing with this literally right before class last week. I'm like, man, I can't tell them how awesome this is.
You could have.
Yeah, but you would not have appreciated what this thing just did. You'd be like, okay. Now you're like, whoa, that was awesome. Okay.
You're right, 'cause I just
So,
considering I told you exactly where to go. I've been like, I totally did use that.
the problem is last week I actually said that name like 3 times. Hex Workshop. I was hoping, because it was already up there. I was hoping one of you didn't download it. Because it was actually up there last week. Did anyone download it and play with it?
How many people made it 100?
It's a very good question. But this tool can do a lot of other stuff. Oh, and remember last night when we were playing with Hex Workshop, I told you we couldn't do a Unicode search. Remember? You can. You switch to the text as Unicode option. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's like I thought I could, but yeah, it works fine. But yeah, this tool does all kinds of stuff. You can actually even analyze your running memory of the actual machine running on this. It's just crazy what this thing can do. So I haven't played with it a whole bunch, but I've taken probably 10 different classes in this field, commercial classes. And they always talk about this tool, but no one has ever shown it to us because it costs money. So I think you can download it for free and it'll work for I don't know how long. But so you guys are under your honor to use it and then delete it. This has what's called a perpetual license. Let me explain what a perpetual license is. I used to sell software. I used to sell McAfee years ago. And I would buy my licenses from a company. I said, I need 50 licenses. Well, they would give me one. But then I could install that as many times as I want. Then I would resell that to however many people. Then I would report to them I installed it on 50 machines. But I could install it on 5,000 machines. And it never expires. It just continues to work. And each year they say, all right, Ken, how many licenses did you use this year? I tell them and paid for those. So you're kind of under the honor system. It's like Rose State, we all get our software for free, and they can give it out to all faculty and staff. But they don't really have to justify it. It's kind of under the honor that they're only going to give it to faculty and staff. So, yeah. But we tried to come up with a way. And the problem is it keeps the license file right there. So we're like, we'll install this on the virtual machine so they don't get the license file. Well, it's literally right there. Once it's installed with a license file, and the funny thing is, watch this. It's very hard to figure out where the license file is. So you go, actually, if you go to C, Program Files, WinHex, where'd it go? WinHex. There's a file called user. You open that up. So if you take this out, move here. Now if we run WinHex, This is evaluation version. You cannot save files larger than 200K. Okay, but you just copy it back in. Whoops. Move here, and ta-da! Works perfectly. It's like, wow, what kind of license scheme is that? But not a very secure.
They're gonna figure out how to break it anyway. We just might as well make it easy.
Yeah. Well, the point is, I mean, we
It's
had
a bunch of hackers.
Yeah. This is actually written by a company in Germany. It actually works very well. But just, I'm telling you to delete it when you're done because we don't own enough licenses for everybody, and literally they belong to our state. Make sense? Everybody okay with that? So do we know what we're, with the exception of Encase, y'all know what we're submitting? Please go home and try Encase because it might, because I think we're blocked because of the port on this machine. You guys won't be blocked at home. Full computers, you can use it on 211, 214, 201, and that's it. So any of those will work no matter what. They're internal to the, where the license server is. So go try it, and I have videos up there of how to use Encase. It's not hard. New case, add raw image, because remember this is a raw image, and then process evidence. Just watch the videos, or else I'll make it. If someone would try it at home, see if it works, and let me know. So if it works for you guys, then I know it's the port on this machine. Okay, sound good? All right, so easy enough to submit this week. Last semester, what I did was I ran all the tools, but everybody had the same image, and I asked you specific questions. Like, what was the file location of this specific file? So you had to go and find everything, but this week with different images.
Make that really easy.
Well, that's true. It shows you exactly what it is. Yeah, we didn't use Wintex last year.
Right.
Now it's like, yeah, I was thinking, do I need to show them the other tools? Well, you still need to know the other tools.
In case you get a company.
Right, because they might not like Wintex. I mean, it's bought in Europe. It's kind of iffy.
Well, in the military, you can't.
Yeah. So, all right. All right. So if y'all are good, you're out of here. All right.